Hello, welcome back to Snekburd. Last episode what did we do? Right, last episode we beat level 7 question mark. So yeah, this episode we're moving on to level 24 question mark. It's a big jump. I think the next one is like level 35 question mark or 30, yeah, 35. But yeah, big jump from 7 to 24. I don't know if the difficulty was really that big of a jump from the from level 7. I think 24 was fine, although 24 the original did give us some problems, so this 24 might give us some problems as well. Um, yeah. Alright, I guess we'll just get into it. From what I remember, it's 3 snakes. Yeah, 3 snakes. The ground is missing now. The ground is now missing. But why is the solution not the same? I remember the previous... Ah, in the original, I think every time we do one of these extras, we have to go back to the original and see what the difference is. So in the original, we have 2 6-birds and 1 4-bird. Is a 4-bird still a 4-bird in the new one? I don't remember. But yeah, one of them had to do this to lift the bird up. The second one had to like lift the bird up like this, and then the third one, which was I really don't remember what happened here. Was it like this? It was like this, right? And a push here, this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Yeah, it was this exact sequence of moves. Wow, I can't remember. I can't believe I still remember how to do that. But it was this exact sequence of moves, this stack, that allowed red to eat this, become a length of 3, and escape. So after blue escapes, green is of length 3 in terms of height. Green can escape, and then yeah, and then red can also escape after it. Red does need to use blue as a stepping stone, but that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, that's how this was solved in the past, but we don't have that flaw now. So we have to utilize the excess length from these new birds. Yeah, okay, red is still a length 4, okay. A length 4 and 2 length 8. 2 birds of length 8. Okay, so without a flaw, this becomes... Well, we can imagine there was a flaw here, but clearly there's something very wrong with this setup. If we tried to do this, which, you know, is entirely possible, we could try to do it, but that's definitely going to be something wrong with this, right? Oh right, the push needed to be from here. So you need to balance like this on your tail, push, go underneath, go up by 2. And the same sort of thing occurs, but clearly something's wrong because green... also, wait a minute. The candy is 1 lower. Because now I can push up 1 higher than I am supposed to be able to push up. Yeah, there's a block there between the 2 squares that will have held the candy, but the candy is 1 lower, it looks like. But clearly there's something wrong here because that just kills everyone. Well, since this is possible... What else is also possible? If blue was backwards at this point, could blue have been backwards at this point? Because I remember this push was necessary for blue to stick itself in here. Otherwise it would not be possible. What if we had like a lockpick type situation where I made this shape and then it got pushed in and then pushed up? Because that shape doesn't require any like movement in there, right? So what can happen is afterwards you can just drop the bird, and then if red were in there, it could push and get out. Yeah, that looks possible. Why do I need a third, second... Wait, hold on. So the shape that I'm looking for is a shape that looks like this, right? And we want Redbird to get inside this shape. Okay, Redbird being in here might be the big problem. Because how do I get Redbird into this shape? Okay, how do I get myself to push this bird? Like that? Okay, well, Redbird is already a big problem at this point. But yeah, this is the kind of thing I wanted, right? Shape like this. Okay, let's get Redbird out of the way first. I mean, I say that Redbird's actually out of the way. Ooh, I can't even do that. Oh, okay, that's a problem. It doesn't have to burrow anywhere, but it can't actually get in there. Could it? What if... What if I sort of like sunk it down very low? Okay, hold on. This shape might still be makeable. I need to sink this bird down very, very low first. We know eventually a shape like this is necessary, so we only need to sink maybe like this? Okay, Redbird, get out of the way. Okay, jeez. Yeah, Redbird, do that. How low can I push you? Can I push you very low? Is this fine? How can I move down here? So like this doesn't, oh, this does fall in. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. So this can fall in and survive, right? I think the big problem with this is that it doesn't... Oh no, it can't fall in and survive. Oh, okay. Wait, but like very few things can actually fall in and survive then. Like even this shape would be difficult to push in. Yeah, if it were held up by something, regardless of how it's held up, you can't really push it in there. I mean, this shape also kind of hard to push in, although technically possible. No, actually it's not possible. It's very difficult to push that in. Okay, maybe it's a lot harder than I thought, this shape. This shape looks good. Right, like this shape being in there looks good. Maybe borrowing does need to occur then. Can I have borrowing work out? I said borrowing, yeah. So borrowing would look like this. Okay, but if I did that with Bluebird supporting underneath, could I get Redbird in there while we're at it? I might be able to get, no, this is fine. Okay, this is still fine. Bluebird just needs to hold on. Redbird needs to hold on as well. We want a shape like, looks like this. Eventually there'll be an up push, but that up push can occur now. Yeah, this looks okay. The problem is trying to get green back, right? Because while the fall can happen... Well, yeah, the fall can happen. Oh! Red is still stuck. Red needs to be dropped by 2 to get out. And clearly, you know, green can't get out on its own. Could green actually get out on its own? If green looked a bit different. Like, instead of doing this green looked like this instead. Green technically does seem to have a path out, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, well, another thing I can try and do is lower very, very low. That seems a bit scary. And this, I don't think this is low enough. I can push up twice here. That actually looks solid. But you know, for obvious reasons, it's not actually that solid. Fuzzy doesn't hang on very well. Yeah, it doesn't hang on very well. I don't know what it hangs on to. It hangs on to that. Okay. I guess not. Yeah, I mean... The next best option is this, but I feel like we've already done this. Push up, grab, drop. I can't push this back, right? No, I can't push it back. Yeah. So Red is stuck. I guess we're gonna have to go back to the original issue of trying to get Red out. I mean, okay, is it ever possible for any other bird to get that candy? And decrease length by 1? Because if that were to happen somehow, it would need to be dropped by a lot to be able to fall out, right? So the best, or it makes the most sense for Red to get it. Otherwise, somehow Greenbird will need to be dropped by a height of 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would need to be dropped by a height of 6. And I don't think anything can hold on to it at a height of 6. Maybe very barely. It might be possible. But I don't think so. Like, I suppose if I tried really, really hard, got all the birds out of the way, length of 8 can have a hook that is of 6 that hangs from here. Like, maybe that's fine. Maybe if green got out of the way, I guess I can push this out. But I can't really go any further, right? Yeah. And like, even from this height, firstly, it's not even a drop of 6, it's a drop of 5, I think. Yeah, it's a drop of 5. And I mean, even if we were to push it out slightly, which can occur like this. Firstly, how would green get the fruit? I guess pushing up is fine. Oh, that is something. Which actually means that if blue started off with a tail of 2, so like this instead, I think things could work out. Because I noticed there was a bit of space that didn't really quite fit. Okay, wait, there's no way that this works though. But I find it really interesting that we are starting to like break new ground into what can and cannot be. Hold on. So we gotta push you down first. Green has a sneak in here, but the thing is that at this height, green can no longer fit inside. So a rightward push is very difficult to pull off now. And green can't take it out of this space because then a rightward push is again very hard to pull off. Is there any way to avoid that? I mean, one way I could avoid that is by dropping Bluebird, but that's not what I want, right? Yeah, I want Redbird to be underneath, so... Okay, which means that, what, this was necessary? Okay, before I move blue around, I want to get all the other birds out of the way so I don't have to do this weird maneuver every single time. Can I do that? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, red just fit in there and hold on while blue does its thing. We determined that this shape looks the best. We also determined this shape has an inefficiency. However, this shape is sort of required to be able to do a rightward push. So like, you can barely fit greenbird in here to do a rightward push here, and then pull up by 2. Not like that. See, there's a little bit of gap down here, on the tail of greenbird. Well, okay, no, I can't really pull up any further than I'm pulling up already, right? Yeah, but like, as you can see, if Bluebird sort of like had a longer tail, the tail would be shifted up by 1 segment, and that would fit? It would fit, but like, green is at prime length to grab. Like, the thing is that like, after this, yeah, this drop can occur. Would this be enough for... this might not be enough. I feel like this is still not enough though. Okay, what if instead... No, I don't want to do that. Wait, what? Okay. So what if instead of going this high, I went down a bit? Like that? This looks very inefficient. The thing is, I don't think I need to push... No, I still might need to push right. Yeah, there's always gonna be a big problem about pushing right here. Pushing right seems impossible. Unless I can somehow like flip around and do this sort of thing. Doesn't seem very likely that... okay. This looks probably doable. Maybe I can like very barely fit. It's very close. Okay, what am I doing again? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. So okay, are we really going to go with the idea of a long bird going in to eat that? If I did this and then pulled it up to maximum height, how far could a drop actually work? Like a drop, oh, ideally this gap here isn't occupied by bluebird, right? So I don't really want to push right, but I have to push right, don't I? Okay. I mean, I can try doing this shape, but like there's an obvious problem. After green eats, which actually can occur here, there isn't enough ground. So what if the ground was a lot larger? Like the ground looked like this. Is this sufficient? Okay, hold on. It's fine, we're fine. We survived this. I mean, this was kind of awkward, but it does seem to, well, hard to say. Right, yeah, again, the fall needs to occur. Okay. So in theory, what's the minimum height that we need to lift this up by? Well, the minimum height we can lift it up by is by 1. Right, and then after the fall of 2, it's definitely not going to make it back. If we were instead green bird that's holding on to this, I mean, it wouldn't explain why we need such a... Yeah, okay, it's not high enough. If only the shape was like this, but then we're just going back to the same problem that we had, which was, yeah, the same problem that we had like in the past, which was that this shape can't fit in the hole, so I can't push it in. But this shape we'll be able to like boost the bird up by 1 to push it. This doesn't explain why we have so many long birds though. Like, the one reason I can think that we have a long bird is because somehow a long bird is supposed to eat the candy. Why would a long bird be required to support? I suppose is my question. I mean, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to. Right? But then again, okay. If a long bird ate that fruit, candy, sorry, it would become a length of 7, right? And it would have to eat with its head directly below the fruit. Which means that if I just, try to draw this out, the lowest it can eat is from 2 below, I think. It's from here. This is the lowest it can be held. And still eat the fruit and fall. Afterwards, it looks like it will need to fall by 1, 2. It will need to fall by 4. 4 by 4? Like, see, the problem with a length of 7 is that how do you hold a length of 7? I think it's interesting that you might be able to hold a length of... like, a length of 4 easily. Oh, a length of 3 easily like this. So with this exact shape from blue, maybe like, a little backwards. So, 1, 2, 3. I think it needs to look something like this. No, this. If I can shove this shape in, which shouldn't be too difficult. This shape actually does fit, I think. It looks like it fits. Yeah, because of this thing I can do. See, at this shape, a length of 3 will be able to escape perfectly. Which means it's left on this bird to hold it up while it eats the fruit. Which doesn't seem challenging. Okay, hold on. I need a shape like this. There you go. But obviously this is not going to work. Because while a 3 length can take that, a 4 length gets stuck. So like, how will another bird do this. Can I transfer this property maybe? Right? Like, if I had not this shape, but something that works like the bluebird right now. I want a platform down there in the corner, plus a hook that hooks onto this platform that we're all standing on. Can I create a shape using two 8-birds that fits that description? I think the answer is yes. If I had something that looked like this, followed by a hook. Okay. Okay, we'll hold on to this first. I kind of want Bluebird to be holding on to this. Okay, jeez. Bluebird out of the way. Bluebird. So it's like this, it's almost like this, but like lowered slightly. It's like that. I mean, obviously this is not gonna work though. Unless somehow... Well... Okay, dude, can Bluebird be out of the way for a second? Alright, let's get Redbird on top of everything first. Blue actually just made a really nice shape that fits that description. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Green can actually stand on its own right now. This actually makes it really convenient for Blue. Let's do this. I want to get you in here. I want to push this way. And then I want to lift you up. I need to lift you up by 2, okay. Ah, but you need to be shorter by 1. But if you were shorter by 1, then you wouldn't be tall enough to fit, right? Hold on. Okay, so before Blue did all its thing, if I did make you shorter by 1 somehow. Okay, let's get Blue out of the way. Yeah, do that. Thank you. Jeez, okay. Okay, what if Red got out of the way first? I pushed you down. You should have enough space for Red to sneak in. The answer is yes, there is enough space. Okay, the right will push like so. A lift by 2. Doesn't actually get you far enough. Does a hook really have to be necessary? Either that or... Yeah, no, the hook has to be, like... If there were any more space down here... Like, the only way to push up right now is if right beside Red there's not two cells of space but 3. Which would instead look something like... You know, what we did just now, but what we did just now didn't work. What was that? Why is it that this didn't work? I kind of don't remember why this doesn't work. I mean, it has to do with some, like... I don't know what it has to do with. Oh, because I can't push you up by 2 now. Well, the solution to this issue, what would it be? Because like the thing that's blocking the way now is the neck of the green neck. It's blocking the way from being pushed, from pushing one further up. Actually, even then, like, it's not high enough. You need to push 2 further up. What? Did I mess up somewhere? Oh, I think I did mess up somewhere. Green was supposed to look like that. Green was supposed to look like... What now? More like... this? I honestly don't remember if this is the right shape. Also, like, another problem I think I'm having is I'm thinking a bit too simplistically, like... There's a reason this is a question mark level. Go in. Has to be something a lot more unorthodox than this, I think. Again, I can only push 2. So I still need to push up by 1. Okay, I understand the problem. The neck here works because it dodges the wall. But in getting the neck to dodge the wall, you kind of shorten yourself a little bit, so no. Okay. So again, yeah, the ultimate shape that I feel like I really want is a shape that looks like this. But we can't fit that in there. Unless like there was a previous shape that could fit in there, that then like moved to form this shape while inside this area down here. But is there really such a thing? Okay. Can this survive? Oh no, it can't. Okay. Maybe it could survive with someone helping carry it. Actually, it's not that difficult. But no, that's not the difficulty. That's not the difficult part. It's like this. Pushed in. But clearly it's not gonna fit here. It needs to go a lot further down. Okay, wait, what about if I got the entire bird in with a certain shape, like a shape that normally will go in like this. And then it's not blue that pushes it in, but blue's tail. That is pushed by red. It's something like that, right? So rather than a very long thing here, I kind of want more like a... What do I want? Like this? I want this. I want this shape to be inside. Oh, there's always gonna be a big problem about pushing this in, yeah. I guess that's the biggest issue. I can't push this any further in. Like, even barring all the special shapes, this single bend is unable to enter. So how am I expecting to make the shape that I need, right? Can I somehow... Like, yeah, maybe somehow... okay, if I had a platform ready, like a platform that looked like this, that is pushed in by red. Can blue... Thank you. Pushed in by red. And the purpose of this platform, pushed in by red, is for blue to enter, maneuver itself around, which I know it can do. It just needs a bit more... I guess this works, maybe? I think we've done this before. We've tried to do this, right? Haven't we? Yeah, something like this. Okay. But yeah, I get stuck here. It's almost, but like even then, right? The shape that I want is a 3 white shape, I think, right? Isn't it this shape that I want? I'm not even sure this shape will work. How is this shape? How is this like this U-bend going to fit on that platform that I've made? Which is, from what I know, as thin as possible. Like, this platform that I made is as small as possible. I guess I can lower it if I did this, but I doubt that would help, right? Although I suppose like something like this could have helped. I can't push right, so I can't form the U shape like this. Because my tail is... the back of my body is kind of blocking the way here for blue. So yeah, I can make this shape, I guess. I mean, how is this shape any more useful than anything? I don't think it's really that useful. It's like this shape looks worse. This shape looks really bad. Okay. Things I haven't really like confirmed yet are which bird gets the candy at all. Like I haven't figured it out. It really feels like red bird still gets a candy here, but does red bird actually get a candy? And if so, what is the point of having 2 long length birds? Does one provide a floor maybe? Maybe one provides a floor. Yeah, I mean, we kind of thought about that, didn't we? That's what we did. One of them did in fact provide a floor. And that floor looked like this. Which looks especially helpful because... Oh jeez. This floor allows a 3-length bird to leave exactly. The problem with this floor is that green still needs to go in and help up red, and doing so seems very challenging. I guess this is valid, but how is green going to fall? And if it does fall, it's a length of 8, so how is it going to... escape? Can I generate a 4 length of 5? Like, it doesn't seem possible to generate a 4 length of 5. It really does not seem possible. So, okay, first I guess we'll try and determine what floor height is determined by. So the floor height is this height of 3 right here, which is from the head level to there. If I want a floor length of 5, what kind of shape would what blue have to take? This, right? From head level to the top of the tail is 5. So this is floor length of 5. If I were to hold it up, it will become floor length of 4 because the entire thing is lifted up by 1. So we subtract 1 from the fall height, which makes it very challenging. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to generate a fall height of... Yeah, no, it's not possible to generate a fall height of 5 using only 2 birds. One length 4 and one length 8. I guess you could chain stuff. Like, in theory, it looks like it might be possible to chain stuff like this if I could generate an S shape here. Can I generate an S shape here? I think it's possible. Hold on. It's possible if this shape were not down there yet. Okay. It's also possible if... Dang, okay. If this shape were here, maybe even further. Like this. Green bird, you need to lift red bird above that platform. Red bird, you will have to use the ground to help you a little bit here. Like that. And this entire structure was pushed in. Actually, this structure being pushed in kind of doesn't look very possible either, right? Yeah, it's not very possible to push in this thing. So like it looks like this shape looks valid for generating a 4 out of 5. It's an extension. Oh, well, in that case then, why don't I make this shape here and then generate the 4 height using blue? Like, I could do this, right? That's a 4 out of 5. Could I push this in with blue backwards? Like, could this fit in there? Like, let's say, oof. Maybe? Can I push this one further right? I don't think so. There's be some platform it stood on first. I mean, that does seem like something I've done before though, right? So like, okay, let's try using green this time. So we first started with a platform. Have I ever made it so that... I don't remember. Have I ever made it so that a bird can, like an 8-length bird can fall in and come back out? I can't remember if I have. Okay. So like, it seems like this shape is ideal first. Not as part of the thing, but to allow this shape to be pushed. Okay, hold on. So I want this shape. I want to be able to flip myself around. Like this, right? I'll make this shape. And this shape, the benefit of this shape is that actually, is there a benefit to this shape? I feel like this shape is still not far enough out. Because for red, I want red to have the S shape, right? Can red have this S shape right now? Red needs to be pushed over by 2. So the entire shape needs to be off by 2, like, basically, which seems challenging. It's like this shape out by 2, so is that actually doable? Okay. Hold on. It's like this shape. Yeah, okay. So I wanted to do this first. This allows red to burrow inside. If I went a bit further out, red can legitimately burrow inside like this. Blue can leave until there's a space for red. So it's almost like this kind of shape. Yeah, but even if red were an S shape here, I can't push right by 1. Just because green's neck is a bit too far out. So it's like green has to be 1 further right. Which means a lot of things, actually. Kind of means there needs to be an upward movement here, like this. I don't know if that's possible. Okay, well, let's try something. Actually, let's try getting blue, red out of the way. Is it possible now? Slightly. Oh, green actually gets destroyed here. Maybe it's not actually possible then. Like I want the shape currently held by blue to be held by green, but not 1 but 2 positions to the right, which seems challenging. Because kind of to have that shape. Also, if that shape did exist, right, and was held by red having this S shape here, would another bird be able to fit? I don't think so. It looks like the answer is no. Another bird would not be able to fit in. So maybe not. Maybe that's just the wrong idea. Okay. We've gone through a lot of ideas here. I think maybe it's time to stop for a while. I did kind of think of having shorter and shorter episodes, just because I know it's going to be like really brain draining to sit at this for an hour. I think like the episode for level Y has taught me that. We made steady progress along the way for that level, but it took very long to actually figure out the full thing. I guess one benefit of longer episodes is that I have more time to chain my thoughts, which means that, you know, I don't know. I say you know and then I say I don't know after that. Yeah, that's the thing. It lets me think in... It doesn't disrupt my train of thought, I guess. But stopping an episode and then starting a bit later would disrupt my train of thought, I guess. But right now my train of thought is kind of all over the place anyway. So I think I might want to clear my mind before doing this. I think I'm trying a bit too hard to get the 8-length bird to eat the candy. Maybe that's just not possible. Maybe it's still the green, the 4-length bird. Because I tried for a bit, right? And then I gave out and I said like, is it only possible because it's a joke level or like a question mark level that it's instead surprisingly enough the green or the blue bird to eat the candy? But I'm starting to become more and more convinced that it's still the 4-length bird that eats the candy. So I'll think about it and then I'll come back and maybe try more methods to see if I can do it. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye!